Thank you, Kavya. Okay, so it can come as SD or it can come as SPT, right? If it comes as SD, definitely the question may be how you are going to assess this patient. So you are going to say by taking targeted history, proper examination, and relevant investigation, we are going to recommend her further treatment plan, MDT, support group, taking certain points in account like if any risk factor for endometrial cancer, how long she is on HRT and what type of HRT she is taking and what age she has started that, because these are the 3 4 points which are important. But if it comes as SPT, after setting agenda, you are going to start with just a minute. Okay, so you are going to start with information gathering. So when women present with unscheduled bleeding on HRT, clinical assessment, that is detailing of bleeding pattern, HRT preparation, individual risk factor for cancer, then we will offer an examination that will be abdominal and pelvic. And everybody mute themselves. An investigation such as cervical screening, lower genital tract swab, and the BMI. This is a general introduction. What is going to be your information gathering? The very first question, definitely you are going to ask about when did she has her last menstrual period or when did she attain her menopause, right? After that, you are going to ask about the bleeding pattern before starting HRT. Like if she is perimenopausal and this has been started during her menstrual age itself, then you are going to ask what was her pattern before starting HRT. If she has already attained menopause, even then you are going to ask, can you tell me more about your pattern, how long it used to last, and what interval you used to get it? After that, discussing about this much about her menstrual period, LMP, withdrawal bleeding, then you're going to ask about whether she has any pain down below, any painful intercourse, because that can be a painful intercourse, vaginal dryness, that can also cause bleeding. Pelvic pain, if there is any PID, that can also cause bleeding. Any foul smelling discharge, right? Any change in bowel habit and the bladder habit. This is a very important question which you are going to ask. Then HOPI about the spotting or the unscheduled bleeding which she has come with. So, number of episodes per month, what kind of bleeding it is, whether it's spotting, whether it's like your period you were having earlier, or you're passing clots, it's very heavy, flooding. Duration of bleeding, like if it is like off and on, it is now, then it's now after a month, or if it is a prolonged, continuous, because this is again a criteria to decide how you are going to investigate her further. So, this duration of bleeding, type of bleeding, these are very important questions. Regularity, definitely a patient is perimenopausal and she is having her menstrual cycle. In that case, we are going to ask about this. Mid cycle or before a withdrawal bleeding, or a patient is on sequential bleeding, sequential HRT. Normally, we offer sequential HRT when patient is already having menses. So, this is going to be another important question. Precipitating factors like whether she is wiping after urinating or postcoital. This is a very common practice. I'm sure you must have noticed that patient comes with this complaint that when I wipe with tissue paper, there is some clot, because they wipe it so harshly that it is a possibility that there is some erosion, abrasion, and one can have bleeding and postcoital bleeding. So this is again a very important point which you are going to ask. After that, definitely details of HRT, very, very important. When started? Why this question is important? Because when we start in perimenopausal state, there is more chances, there is high risk for endometrial hyperplasia and endometrial cancer. So it's very important to ask when did you start your HRT? Duration since initiation means when she started having this bleeding since she has started her HRT. If she, please everybody mute yourself. If it has started within 6 months, we normally consider as nothing of a concern. If there is any change in HRT preparation you have done because of any reason, and it is within 3 months, again it is considered normal. These 2 points you have to remember. When it is within 6 months, and when there is you have made any changes in HRT and that is within 3 months, then you will consider it as normal. What is her preparation? That will include dose of estrogen, progesterone. Why you need to ask what kind of preparation? Because it is more common with continuous combined, that is 41% patient can have this bleeding, and with sequential, then it is around 38%. So what is the importance? This is very important to remember, because this is how you are going to explain in SD. I will ask when she started HRT, because if it started in perimenopause, there is risk for endometrial hyperplasia and cancer. So this is how you are going to explain your examiner. And then duration since initiation, whether it's within 6 months and within 3 months, then we'll consider it as normal. Then current preparation, because with CCHRT, the chance is 41. So this is how you are going to explain simultaneously that why are you asking this particular question. If she is on tricycling HRT, then again more chance of hyperplasia and cancer. Then type of progesterone, whether she is taking it orally and vaginally. Levonorgestrel, again, what is the type, dose, insertion of dose to same, always same. I don't know why they have given a dose there. Type, insertion, thread check, and whether currently seated. So who is going to explain me this? Any volunteer? Especially the one who has presented the task. Anyone presented here? Has presented the task present here? Anyone present here who has presented task? You have to just read the task, how you are going to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Taski. So
Yeah.
this is how you are going to ask this question.
Yes. So we have to start with information gathering.
Yeah.
Regarding that, we'll ask about her last menstrual period. That is when the menopause started for her. When was the last menstrual period for her?
Hmm.
And also about any withdrawal bleeding and what was the bleeding pattern before starting the HRT.
Hmm.
And also, we have to rule out any infections. In that, we'll ask about pelvic pain or deep dyspareunia, discharge, and about the urinary symptoms as well. Then about the present complaint, that the bleeding she has, we'll ask how many episodes she is getting per month, what is the type of bleed, it is spotting only, period like, or flooding, there's passage of clots also, and whether it is an associated pain, and what is the duration of the bleeding, how many days or weeks, what is the regularity, and whether there are any precipitating factors like if this is post-coital or after passing urine. Then regarding, we had to enquire also about the HRT on she which is currently. We had to see when she has started. If she has started in the perimenopause, she has a more chances of having this unscheduled bleeding. And also we have to see what is the type of HRT. If she has been started on continuous combined, then there are more chances because she's taking the hormones regularly without any break. So there are almost 41 chances of 41% chances of developing unscheduled bleeding. And however, if she was on a sequential, that's little lesser, 38%. Then we also have to see what type of progesterone she is on, and what is the, like, if she's on norethistérone, medroxyprogesterone, and if on LNG. If she is on IUS, then there are less chances. And also, thereafter, we have to see whether she is taking it regularly and she's compliant with the HRT. So yes, we have asked this.
After that, where you are going to ask about the application, when she is, if she is using any kind of patch or any kind of gel, then when, where is it applied? if a patch is used, if it is sticking well, if there is any irritation, awareness of taking correct order of patches and pill, if it is a sequential. That's very, very important. So in application, you are going to ask this. Why this is again very important? Because it is more common with, it is more common with which application?
Patch or
Transdermal application.
transdermal, yes, rather
So
than oral. Yeah.
basically, because of many comorbidities, we normally prefer transdermal, but it causes unscheduled bleeding a lot. So that's why when you will ask what will be the importance, this will be the importance. If your patient taking transdermal, so in second part of the task, you are going to mention that these can be certain reasons in your case. And you will mention all the causes in her case particularly and in general what can be the reasons. So for that matter, you have to take here treatment plant is very little, but definitely information gathering is very vast. And if you take proper information gathering, you will be able to give a treatment plan in 1.5 minutes because most of the things you will understand here itself. So here it is very important to ask whether she is on some transdermal preparation, whether any other source of estrogen like herbal or bioidentical contraception uses when she is perimenopause. We do offer her because SRT doesn't give any contraception. So we also offer her contraception uses. What if she is missing her contraception pills in between? That can also cause. If pregnancy risk is there, compliance with the progesterone only pill, date of the last tablet, and the date of the last medroxyprogesterone injection, and insertion date of implant. Basically, you will take all the details of when she has taken injection, what was the date of implant, whether she's compliant with her medication of contraception or progesterone only pills. Cervical screening history is very, very important. Do not delay ongoing assessment if bleeding pattern prevents smear taking. What does it mean? Anybody will explain this to me?
Like if the patient has currently the bleeding, that's unscheduled bleeding, we don't have to defer the smear because she's bleeding. We have to like go for the cervical screening.
Anybody else? What does it mean? Anybody else? Normally, when we offer cervical screening, what is the right time?
Postmenstrual.
So, Taskin, when a patient bleeding, we normally do not advise cervical screening. So, for me, the interpretation of this line is that if you are not able to take cervical screening, do not delay ongoing assessment. Assessment, what we do other than that with cervical screening. Clear?
Okay.
Sexual history, drug interaction like anti-epileptic, antifungal, COVID vaccination, you have to take this history because epileptic, especially if patient is on enzyme inducing, has some interaction with
Hormonal contraception or
hormonal
HRT.
contraceptions, right? And then the SWOT and then malabsorption syndrome and endometrial cancer risk factor. These are very important questions of related to factors which you are going to ask. What are going to be those questions? Major factors. So while taking her HOPI, when you will ask about her menstrual history, about her pain, about her discharge from down below, any difficult, painful intercourse, any vaginal dryness, any change in this thing, then bleeding pattern, then HRT. So, first is going to be about her general menstrual history and the other causes you are going to rule out. If she is having infection or something, then definitely bleeding pattern, then HRT. Then fourth HOPI is going to be, you will not ask these questions in routine information gathering, because this is a part of HOPI that you will rule out endometrial cancer risk factors, right? So this should be your fourth HOPI. So what you are going to ask? You are going to ask her BMI. You are going to ask her if there is any history of this syndrome. You are going to ask her if she is on estrogen only for more than 6 months. So that you are going to ask in your preparation only. Tricyclic, you are going to ask in preparation only. So in these two questions, you are going to ask whether is there any family history of cancer like this. If it is SD, if it is SPT, then any cancer of lining of womb or ovarian cancer or bowel cancer in your family. These are going to be two important questions which you are going to ask in HOPI itself. Do not leave these questions for routine information gathering, because this is a part of HOPI being major risk factor. Rest we have already discussed. Obviously, estrogen only HRT if you are giving in a woman who is having womb, it is going to be unopposed effect of estrogen more than 6 months. Then definitely it will become a risk factor. Tricycling HRT, as I told you, what is tricycling HRT? You give estrogen daily, but progesterone once in, once in the skin
4 months. 4 months probably. One every 3 months.
every 3 months. Okay? Tricycling it, or if you have given it for more than 12 months, then it will become a major risk factor. You have to memorize all these risk factors because your treatment plan is based on risk factors. Prolonged SHRT, that is used for more than 5 years, and when we started at the age of 45 or more than that. 12 months or more use of norethistron or medroxyprogesterone for less than 10 days in a month, or micronized progesterone for less than 12 days. Because in a sequential regime, it's very normally where when we offer this one, which patients we offer this one?
Perimenopausal patient.
When
Perimenopausal.
patient is menstruating.
Yeah.
So if we do not give proper dose of progesterone, there will be unopposed effect of estrogen which will be visible if you give it for 12 months or more than that, and patient is at risk of developing endometrial hyperplasia and cancer and can have unscheduled bleeding. So these are the questions which you are going to ask in HOPI. So probably you will be given another chart or another information that patient is taking this HRT, she is taking this much estrogen, she is taking this much progesterone, and in 2 minutes you have to identify where she is falling. So you have to memorize this, but when she was started, you will be getting a note. Okay, this was started at this age, and she's taking this much estrogen, this much progesterone. What are the days for progesterone? You have to remember salt wise. For who is going to repeat this, because this is very important. When it is less than 10 days and when it is less than 12 days. This is something which you have to read in the note of patient, which probably you will be sent by GP, that this is her preparation. And these small things you have to read carefully, and you have to decide whether she is falling in major risk factor or minor risk factor, as I told earlier, because treatment plan is going to differ on the basis of risk factor. Anybody who wants to explain this quickly? Or chorus is also fine. So everybody would be able to remember at least 2-3 points. This is very easy to remember. BMI cutoff is?
More
More
than
than
40.
40.
More than or
And
equal
what
to
are the
40.
cancer? I think cancer everybody knows. Now what
Lynch
we need to
syndrome.
remember?
Mhm.
This. So for norethistron and medroxyprogesterone, what is the days?
Less than 10 days
10
per
days.
month.
12 months. And what is for medroxy? This micronous progesterone?
Less than
Then
12 days
12
per
days.
month.
And when it is?
In a sequence.
As a part of a sequential regimen.
Okay. And if patient is taking only estrogen for more than
6 months.
and having uterus.
Uterus.
And when there is prolonged SHRT, that is for more than
5 years.
and age.
More than or equal to 45.
Okay. So now okay. So now tell me, what is the two basic risk factor which you are going to ask in HOPI?
BMI and genetic
family
conditions.
history.
BMI,
What is the
genetic
cutoff?
history.
Genetic history.
What is the cutoff?
More
Age,
than or equal to
BMI is more than equal to 40.
40.
Okay. And what should be the what consideration you are what consideration you are going to take for progesterone?
If
Less
this is
than-
not
if she is taking
testosterone,
norethindrone or medroxyprogesterone acetate for less than 10 days per
And micronized
micronized
For less than 12 days.
12 days per
And
month
what
is
if
part of
patient is
sequential
taking
regimen.
estrogen and uterus and no progesterone, then what is the criteria?
More than 6 months.
More than 6 months. And tricyclic HRT if it is taken for more than
12 months.
and prolonged SHRT for more
More
than
than 5
5
years
years.
at the age of less than
Or less equal to 45.
Okay. Now there are certain minor factors as well. What is the cutoff for BMI here?
30 to
30
39.
to 39.
What is the cutoff there?
More than or equal to 40.
40.
And what is the unopposed estrogen here?
3 months.
months.
And what is there?
More than 6 months.
6 months or more than 6 months?
More than
More
6
than
months.
6
Remember that if they have given 6 months or if they have given more than 6 months, they can play this smart. Okay? So 30, 39, there 40. There estrogen, uterus, more than 6 months. Here it is more than.
More than 3
3
months.
3 months.
And
But
here
less
there
than
tricyclic HRT more than
12 months.
6 months.
6
There
months,
was
but less
12
than
months.
12
There,
months.
there it
More
is.
than-
There was more than 12
And
months.
here
12.
more than
6 months.
6 months, but less than 12 months.
or here again same.
Same.
Here it was for more than
12 months.
12 months.
12
it
months.
is more than
6
6
months.
months, but less than 12 months.
obviously when 12 months or more than that it is there. Okay, so you remember only one thing, second thing automatically will come in your mind.
Okay.
And when the progesterone dose is not like expired, so what is the duration for LNG for endometrial protection?
6.
5 years.
5 years.
And what for the contraception?
8
7.
years.
8 years.
Very good, well done. And PCOD and diabetes. So this you are not going to ask in medical history. This you are going to ask in HOPI itself. So what all three questions you are going to ask in HOPI? BMI
Genetic history.
Any genetic syndrome.
and PCOD. These three questions. The rest you are going to ask in her HRT preparation. Where? Here.
Oh, yeah. HRT.
Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how you are going to take her history. If it is SD or if it is SPT, SD you have to just memorize all these lines. If it is SPT, Taskeen has explained it very nicely. In SD, you have to make sure whenever you asking question, you will give the relevance if you have. Clear? That relevance is very, very important. That why you asking this question in SD? Because you are presenting to a doctor. Now, what examination and initial investigation? In examination, if it is SD, you are going to say, we'll check abdominally for any fibroid, ovarian mass, any pain, tenderness. Then the vulvovaginal axis, that is per speculum, if there is any atrophy, any dermatose, any mass, any ulceration, any prolapse. Cervical appearance, if there is any polyp, ectropion, and visible IUD threads, genital tract swab for chlamydia and gonorrhea. And especially if there is any sexual history like new partner for past 2 years, no exclusive relationship, it means she is having multiple sexual partner. Normally you guys are very obsessed asking no regular partner. This is what it means, no exclusive relationship or any such sign. So this sign you are going to ask in pain in tummy, any false smelling discharge, right? cervical screening if overdue, pregnancy test and BMI if it is appropriate. So Taskeen, how you are going to ask this question in SPT? Because SD you have to memorize all these lines. Taskeen is there?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
In SPT, we'll ask the patient if she has any tummy pain
How you
or
are?
she has
No,
any.
no, you're talking to a patient.
Okay. I'll ask the okay. Can you have? Can you? Do you feel some tummy pain or some
No,
swelling
no,
in
no.
the tummy?
Examination.
Okay, I'll be just examining you in the presence of chaperone with your consent. Is that okay for you? My nurse will check your heart rate, blood pressure, and I will be doing your tummy examination to look for any masses, any pain, and also examine you down below. I will examine the vagina as well as the outer area to look for any thinning of the vagina, any ulceration, if there is any ulceration, or if there is and
Any
also we look
bulge down below?
bulge down below, then also about the appearance of the neck of the womb, and if there is some discharge, with your permission, would like to take the swabs for screening for any infections, and this is thereafter also we'll also have a, if BMI is not given, then we'll tell the patient will take your weight to height ratio and also carry on the pregnancy test.
Okay, so you are going to say, rightly you have addressed abdominal and vaginal also. You'll add certain points that will check if there is any changes related to your age in vagina, if there is any lump or any bulge down below, any mass, any ulcer, any growth, or if there any change in the appearance of neck
The
of
neck of womb.
womb. How you'll mention ectropion, Taski? This is how you are going to mention ectropion.
Change in the appearance of the neck.
Change in the appearance of neck of
Neck.
womb. If there is any discharge, we may need to take some swabs. Well done, fantastic. Everybody clear about it? How you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
present in SPD?
Yes, ma'am.
The skin has presented it nicely. Now this is very, very important. When to investigate unscheduled bleeding? How you are going to give the diagnosis? Sorry, how will you give the diagnosis? What will be your explanation of diagnosis? Taskeen, or is Muthu Lakshmi is there or Senthil Priya is there because they have also presented? Anybody else is also there who has presented this task, or it's only Taskeen here? Okay, Taskeen, how you are going to give her diagnosis of unscheduled bleeding after HRT?
So let me explain you two things from the history and the examination. I want to explain you the condition you're facing. This is the bleeding episodes which the patient gets while she's on a HRT, especially after 6 months of starting this medicine, or change, or more than 3 months after changing the dose. So we call it in medical terms as
So
unscheduled
if she
bleeding.
gets this bleeding before 6 months, will you will not call it as unscheduled?
Yeah, it will be still an unscheduled bleeding.
Then
Yeah.
how you are going to say it?
So if there is an irregular bleeding while you are on a hormone replacement, we call it as an unscheduled bleeding.
After starting hormonal replacement therapy, if any women notice any kind of vaginal bleeding, spotting, or heavy bleeding, we call
Heavy
it as
bleeding.
unscheduled bleeding after or post HRT. There could be many reasons for this, or it can be of a concern, or it can be a normal one. We take certain points in accounts to decide that, like
Like your weight to height ratio, like since when you had started the HRT, what preparation
lovely and
you are on,
compliant.
whether you have
Compliant.
any family history, and whether you had a history of diabetes or PCOS. So all we take into consideration to know what is your risk if there is some sinister thing
If
going
you
on.
have any risk of developing any abnormal changes in lining of womb, or I'm afraid any sinister changes, we need to take certain points in account or into consideration. So now say in one go how you are going to tell her diagnosis, how you are going to explain it.
Okay. Okay, Mrs. Joan, like what I get from your history and examination, you have got this irregular bleeding while you are using this hormone replacement. So we call it as, in medical terms, we call it as an unscheduled bleeding while after starting the hormone replacement therapy. Let me tell you, like it has got many causes, and some of which may be concerning. And to know about your risk factor for any abnormalities in the lining of the womb for which we are really concerned, we take some points into consideration from your history and examination, like what is your weight to height ratio, and whether you have any family history, or what is the type of HRT you're taking, and if you have any history of diabetes or PCOS. We would take all these factors into consideration. And in your case, then we explain the patient that you have got this one factor which falls in the major one. So we need to rule out any genes in the lining of the womb, and for which we'll be going to do some investigations.
Lovely. Very well done. Very well done. Very well done. So everybody understood how to explain diagnosis and how you are going to tell her whether it can be normal or abnormal. Because patient is coming after 6 months. So how you are going to tell her that what is normal, Taski?
Okay, now let me tell you, like, if there is a bleeding in any woman, within 6 months of starting this HRT, that's the hormone replacement, or within the 3 months of the change in the dose, we usually take it. It's frequent, quite one, and it's not so much concerning.
We can be
However,
reassured.
let me
Say
reassure
properly.
you.
Yeah, say properly.
Okay, let me reassure you, like if the bleeding occurs within 6 months of starting the HRT, or within 3 months of the change in the dose of the HRT, that's quite reassuring for us. And we'll be just following you after the 6 months, whether your bleeding has subsided or not.
Okay, so this is how you are going to differentiate. But in your case, you have developed it after 6 months. So we are going to look for other factors as well and then mention all the factors. And just tell her what all factors she is having. That is very important here. Normally, we say that we do not know what is the reason in your, like, why you are having this particular condition. We cannot pinpoint. Here, you will not say that you cannot pinpoint, because you have to pinpoint, because she is at risk of developing
Endometrial
cancer.
Endometrial cancer.
Cancer. So she has full right to know what exactly happening with her. In each cancer task, you have to be very straightforward and very to the point. There won't be any beating around bush that you have to be empathetic. You have to be empathetic in your tone, in your words, but not giving in statements. Statements has to be to the point. Okay?
Yes.
Now, when to investigate unscheduled bleeding?
After 6 months.
Offer an urgent ultrasound within 6 weeks. What is the urgency there? 6 weeks. If first presentation more than 6 months after initiation or 3 months after changing in the HRT, this is an absolute indication for urgent TVS. Everybody chorus, because this is the very common scenario they may give you. There are 3-4 scenario which they can give you, and the highest possibility that they will give you some scenario like this. So what is an absolute indication for urgent TVS within 6 weeks?
If the bleeding occurs after more than
6 months
6
after
months
initiating,
initiating, or 3 months
months
after
after
changing the
changing.
HRT preparation.
Everybody, now, is it clear to you what is the absolute indication without any if and but?
Yes, within 6 weeks.
Within 6 weeks. But if risk factor for endometrial cancer, offer an urgent TVS within 6 weeks, irrespective of interval since starting or changing, HRT preparation, bleeding is prolonged, or if bleeding is prolonged, heavy, or there are two minor risks for endometrial cancer. So when we are going to offer irrespective of this 6 months and 3 months,
If
she
bleeding
has
is
any risk
prolonged, heavy, or there are two minor risk factor for endometrial cancer.
okay. Somebody else, now everybody speak. Ashwini has spoken. Now next girl. What are the risk factor when we are going to offer within 6 months, 6 weeks, sorry, irrespective of that more than 6 months and more than 3 months criteria? What are those conditions? One by one. I want active participation. Otherwise, I'll just upload this in YouTube and you can go through.
if bleeding is prolonged or heavy, or there are two minor risk factors for endometrial cancer.
So remember it in an easier way. If prolonged heavy bleeding or two minor risk factor, prolonged heavy bleeding or two minor risk factor, then we will immediately offer her irrespective of months. Next girl. You have to just read. Come on, girls.
If bleeding is prolonged or heavy, and if there are two minor risk factors for endometrial cancer, then we
Right.
offer a TVS within 6 weeks,
Within 6 weeks, irrespective
irrespective
of
of the
6 months or
intervals in
3 months.
starting or
So what
changing.
is the first criteria? What is the first criteria?
Prolonged heavy bleeding.
No. The first criteria is
More than 6
6
months.
months, 3 months, within
Bleeding
6
is
weeks.
After
That is an
checking.
absolute criteria. But what if there is any risk factor? Or what if there is heavy prolonged bleeding? Then it is going to be
Less
within
than
6
6
weeks of
months.
her
Within
cup
6
playing. We are not going to assure her, okay, wait for 6 months, okay, wait for 3 months. Normally, once patient is put on HRT, if she comes at 4 months or 5 months, we say wait for 6 months. If we have made any changes, then we say, okay, wait for 3 months. But where we are not going to say this and we are going to refer her for this thing, Mariam.
If the bleeding is prolonged or heavy, or
Hmm?
two minor risk factors are there, ma'am, for
Clear,
endometrial.
everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you offer urgent suspicion of cancer pathway, when there is one major and two
One
minor
major.
risk factor. Again, here, this criteria we have ruled out. Whether bleeding is heavy, prolonged, intermittent, spotting, when started, doesn't matter. So now 3 criteria you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'll pick one girl and she has to speak. Shamni? 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 See, Shamni, this is not right. Malia?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this, Shamni or Malia?
Mariam.
Mariam? You have spoken just now, no?
Yes, ma'am. Mariam,
Okay.
you said.
Okay. Malia?
Oh, Maliha.
Maliha. I
Yes,
will,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I will start removing students who will not respond.
No, no, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So basically, we are going to
Now,
screen the patient.
Maliha, try
Yeah,
to memorize in a simpler way and speak in
yeah,
the simplest way so everybody can remember this.
yeah. So we can do the urgent TVS if the patient is taking the HRT, like having bleeding more than 6 months, or changing the HRT after 3 months, then we are going to do the TVS within 6 weeks. But if there is any risk of the endometrial cancer, like having prolonged heavy bleeding or two minor risks, then we are going to do the urgent TVS within 6 weeks. But if in case the patient is
Irrespective of 6 months, 3 months.
irrespective of duration.
Okay.
And if the patient is having one major or three minor risk factor, then in that situation, we are going to urgently refer regarding for the evaluation of the cancer.
Irrespective of bleeding, etc. And meanwhile, what we are going to do?
Adjustment to the progesterone
Yeah.
should be offered.
Clear? So, Uma,
Yes, ma'am.
Uma, unmute yourself. Uma, unmute yourself, dear. Uma, see if you will not speak here, how you are going to speak in your exam?
Labor what she's in labor what she has messaged, ma'am.
Okay. Snekha?
Yes,
Snekha?
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So now speak in simpler way so everybody can remember this, and I'm removing this. Say.
Okay. So, TVS will be offered within 6 weeks of start. If there is an unscheduled bleeding of start when it is started and more than 6 months duration, or when there is a change of preparation and it is more than 3 months duration, and if and in other case, irrespective of duration, if there is any prolonged or heavy bleeding, or when there is an endometrial cancer risk factor is there,
How many risk
two risk
factor in
factor,
which
two.
risk factor? How many risk factor? Which risk factor?
Two risk factor is there, then we have to
Minor.
two minor risk factor is there, then we have to refer her within 6 weeks.
Irrespective
Urgent
of irrespective of
irrespective of the
duration.
duration.
Okay. And
Yeah.
third one?
Urgent referral is required when there is a one major and three minor risk factors are present.
Irrespective
And
of bleeding type and duration and adjustment of progesterone
of
or
the progesterone dose.
Stopping HRT.
so if you are getting a patient, right, who is having say one major risk factor, like her BMI is more than
Then equal to 40.
okay. So Taskeen, because you have presented tasks, so I will give you preference. Unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now patient's BMI is 42, right? She has come with unscheduled bleeding after HRT. How you are going to give her treatment plan? What should be your immediate statement?
Okay. So, ma'am, we'll tell her that.
No, tell her.
Since,
Tell,
okay.
do not tell ma'am, tell her.
Okay. Okay, Miss Joan. Like
Sara,
I can
Sara.
see. I
Take
can
it as
see.
Sara.
Okay, I can see in your case that the BMI is on a higher side. That's the weight to height ratio. That's a 40, which we take as which is a little concerning for us, as the risk of developing abnormal change in the lining of the womb is on a higher side. So for that, we need to investigate you further. We'll quickly refer you for a scan from the down below within 2 weeks. That is the urgent suspicion for cancer pathway, we call it as, and they will do a scan down below and look for the thickness of the lining of the womb.
Lovely, fantastic.
Am I clear to you so far?
Lovely, lovely.
So if depends, I don't remember on what type she was on. I think she was on a continuous combined.
So does it matter?
Yes, because it will depend whether we need to, at what level of thickness we need to
No,
investigate
that
further.
we'll discuss later on. That we'll discuss later on. As of
Okay.
now, what investigation we are going to offer. Okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
now Mrs. Sara, coming to your condition. Having BMI more than 40 or 40 or more than that is a major risk factor for any abnormal changes or the sinister changes in lining of womb. In such cases, we immediately refer for ultrasound from the down below to check the thickness of lining of womb. Meanwhile, either we will suggest you to stop HRT or we can adjust the dose of progesterone. For that, we are going to refer you to
HRT clinic.
specialist menopause or menopausal clinic as early as possible. Clear?
Okay.
And when there is no endometrial cancer risk factor, so we have learned first thing, absolute indication, 6 months, more than 6 months, more than 3 months. Okay. Then we have learned if there are risk factor, then within 6 weeks, when there is one heavy bleeding or two minor risk factor, right? There we do not take duration into consideration. Third, urgent. What is the name?
Suspicious cancer pathway reference.
Urgent suspicion of cancer pathway. Okay, then again it is immediately. There we do not give clause of
6 weeks.
6 weeks, right? We only say urgent ultrasound to check the thickness irrespective of duration and type of bleeding. So in second, type of bleeding is important. In third, neither duration nor type of bleeding. In first, duration is important. In second, duration is not important, but type of bleeding is important with 2 minor risk factor. Third, neither duration nor type, it's only 1 and 3. Immediate referral, progesterone adjustment, or stopping HRT. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Now, a patient is coming with low risk for endometrial cancer. Offer adjustment in progesterone or HRT for 6 months in total. If unscheduled bleeding occur within 6 months of HRT and if persisting after 3 months after change in HRT. So this is within 6 months. So you do not get confused. What is absolute indication? Arey, bolo bhai.
More than 6 months.
And more
More
than.
than 6 months.
Here what they have given?
Within
Less
6
than 6 months. Within 6
And
months.
within. And what does it mean by Taskeen? 6 months in total for HRT preparation changes?
Like when we started this HRT.
Sorry?
Ma'am, when we started the HRT and when she's presenting, but we have to take from the start of her HRT.
What does it mean by 6 months in total? For adjustment, we do in 2 interval, 3 months, then reviewing, and then again 3 months. So even adjustment can be done only for total
6 months.
6 months. So after starting HRT 6 months and total adjustment is also total 6 months. 3 months, then 3 months.
3 months.
So if she's taking it for 3 months, no response, then further change. So that is again only twice you can do at interval of 3 months. More, no, not more than that. So when she is considered less risk, when it is developed within
6 months.
But when it develops after 6 months,
then she is for urgent.
6 weeks urgent TVS.
So
Yes, urgent.
Kavya, did you understand it different?
Yes, ma'am.
When first presentation is after
After 6 months.
and first presentation after
3 months
3
after
months after
changing
changing the HRT preparation.
or here what is when the first presentation is within
6 months
and within
3 months after the change of the
clear
dose
everyone?
preparation.
Bhavna, is it clear to you? Iman, Afreen, Somya? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Wake up time. Study time, guys. If unscheduled bleeding continues after 6 months of adjustment, discuss the urgent ultrasound within 6 months. 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Or
weaning of HRT
so
and other non-hormonal alternatives.
okay. So now there are three points. First, if within 6 months, if within 3 months of changing, and that changing is maximum for 6 months, 3 months, and then 3 months course. And the third criteria, what is the third criteria? If after adjustment, so what we have learned, you can do adjustment maximum for
2 times.
6 months. So after 6 months of 2 adjustment, still if she is having bleeding, then it is going to be again 6 weeks or
Weaning of HR.
HRT. That is only applicable when there is
No risk factor
no
for
risk.
endometrial
So
cancer.
now I'm hiding both the slides. And who is that brave girl who wants to give us idea about the investigation on different criteria? That one intelligent girl who is really attentive and has courage to speak. So I'm sure she will be able to speak in her exam as well. I'm 200% sure.
Ma'am, I'll try.
Sure, Mariam. Lovely. I won't volunteer.
So, ma'am, the first time we will do within 6 months if there is unscheduled bleeding after 6 months of starting HRT or within 3 months after changing HRT. Then the second time we will do irrespective of if she has risk factors for endometrial cancer, one major or three minor risk factors, then we will do it immediately, irrespective of the months of HRT she is taking. Then the second one was if there were I remember
Prolonged and excessive bleeding.
Bleeding
Yes,
or two
heavy menstrual
minor
bleeding.
factors.
Two minor risk factors. Yes, ma'am.
Irrespective of the duration, we have to go for urgent TVS.
Yes.
So now
when
remember two ways. There is very simple way. If it is less than 6 months, if it is less than 3 months, right?
yes,
If
ma'am.
it is less than 6 months and if it is less than 3 months.
In the absence of risk factors.
So we offer adjustment.
Adjustment in the dose.
Adjustment. If she is coming with 6 months within of HRT, then we are going to offer her.
Adjustment in HRT or dose of
And if she is
estrogen.
coming after adjustment within 3 months, then again we are going to offer her. Okay, I'll explain you this way. Sarah has come to me. I had started her or I have put her on HRT, and now she has come after 5 months. What we are going to do? And she has no risk factor. What we are going to do?
Adjustment.
We are going
Adjustment
to
or
offer her
progesterone
adjustment. And how many times we can do this adjustment?
2 times.
And for how long?
6 months.
So are we going to offer her TVS immediately?
No.
No.
Everybody remember now?
Yes, ma'am.
If patient is coming without any risk factor, we have started her HRT and she's coming within 6 months, say 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, then we are going to offer her
Dose adjustment.
dose adjustment,
Dose adjustment for progesterone.
right? And how many times we can do dose adjustment?
2 times.
Twice. And
Total
what
of 6
interval
months.
normally? 3 months?
3 months.
So what are the criteria of dose adjustment? If she has come for the very first time with an scheduled bleeding after HRT within 6 months. Clear everyone?
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes,
And again she is coming after the adjustment which has been already now. Okay, now Sarah has come to me. She has come at 5 months. She was having unscheduled bleeding. I have done the adjustment, right?
Yes.
Now she is taking it for 3 months. And again, she has come to me after 2 months. Still, I am having bleeding. What we are going to do?
Again,
And
change in
again
dose and
adjust.
Another adjustment. Another adjustment. That is for maximum
6
Two.
months.
6 months.
3 months. One adjustment already been done, no?
Okay.
Total 6 months.
Total 6 months. Clear?
Yes.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
has come 2 months only. Now she is not happy. Either you counsel her that wait for 1 month more. Still, if you bleed, we are going to adjust it again, right? But if she's insisting, no, do something for me, there will be second adjustment. And that is going to be for?
3 months.
3 months.
Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Iman, Bhavna, Soumya, Mariam, Afri.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Understood.
I don't think I can make more simpler than this.
Yes, ma'am. This is
Very much
very
clear.
understandable now.
Now, third, you have done 2 time adjustment. Now you have done total 6 months adjustment, and now she's coming 6 months, 15 days. That is 6 months, 15 days. Now what you are going to do?
Urgent
TVS
TVS.
within 6 weeks.
Or I'm not ready for TVS then.
Weaning of
Weaning of
HRT.
the
So how you
HRT.
are going to say this? So now this is the task. Taskeen, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Taskeen. So now
Yeah.
Sarah has come to you. After 5th month of starting HRT, how you are going to take this task forward?
Okay, from the start, huh?
Yeah. No, from
Yeah,
here
so-
itself, from here itself.
From this one, ma'am? Yes,
That-
when she
no,
is
no. So I have given you
Okay.
scenario, no? Now you have to give her you have explained her what is post schedule, this and that, everything. So now how you are going to give her treatment plans?
Mhm. I'll like Miss Sarah, like for as you have no risk factors and you have been now 5 months on the HRT. So we'll offer you some adjustments in this hormone preparation, and and after that we'll be assessing you again after 3 months. So if after 3 months the problem still persists, we can still offer you the adjustment in the dose, and then reassess you again after another 3 months. However, if unfortunately there is no relief from this bleeding options, and if there have been more than 6 months, then we may have to offer you a scan from the down below to look for the thickness of the lining of womb.
Or
And or
or
some women, they don't prefer to go for a scan down below, then we can just taper this hormone preparation for you and see the response.
or we can offer you non-hormonal
Non-hormonal.
alternate. Clear, everyone? She has spoken it very nicely.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashwini, is it clear to you? Maliha, is
Yes,
it clear
ma'am.
to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So I think now you're not going to forget how to investigate unscheduled bleeding, whether they give you this situation that patient has come after 6 months or patient has come after 3 months of changing, then how you are going to do it. If patient is having any two minor risk factor and has been started on HRT, and then what you are going to do. If patient is having this thing and patient has come with this one or this three and patient has come with unscheduled bleeding, then what you are going to do. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, lovely. Intelligent students. Now, what is this 4 weeks interval criteria? For those women who elect to stop HRT. And so what is this? This is, we have stopped HRT. Okay. So now we have stopped HRT and bleeding is settled within 4 weeks. So it's her choice whether she doesn't want to continue, then you will not continue and you will not be needing any further investigation. So now how you are going to incorporate this, Taski?
Yes, like okay, for this who like okay, if you are
Start from here. Start from here.
yeah. Okay, Mrs. Sarah, like
This
if you
is your
want to
punishment because you have presented task.
okay, from here we had to start, huh?
Yes, from here itself. She has come to you after 5 months
Okay.
and she is having unscheduled bleeding.
Okay, Mrs. Sarah, I can see that you don't have any risk factor for any abnormal change in the lining of the womb, and it has been now 5 months since you are on this hormone preparations. So what we will offer you, we'll offer you some adjustment in the dose of the hormones, and see the response. So we'll be following you again after 3 months of change in the dose of this hormone. If after 3 months the bleeding problem persists, then we'll be going for another dose adjustment and reviewing you again after 3 months. So many of patients will be doing fine. However, if unfortunately the bleeding problem still persists, then we offer you a scan.
Say it
from
properly. After 6 months of adjustment.
after 6 months, then we'll be offering you a scan from the down below to look for the thickness of the lining of the womb and proceed accordingly.
That is within
That is within 6 weeks path.
this
Within
is
6
one word.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, within 6 weeks.
Or
However, if you don't wish to go for a scan, then there is another option. Then you can stop this or wean off this hormone replacement, and we can start you on a non-hormonal preparations. But again, we'll be reviewing you at 4 weeks.
lovely.
If at 4 weeks you have your bleeding has just stopped and you don't have any bleeding, then you can continue with the cessation of this hormonal therapy, and you don't need any further follow-up with us.
Okay. Now, if bleeding has started at 4 weeks follow-up, like you have given an interval of 4 weeks, you are going to call her after 4 weeks. And now again, she is complaining of there is no bleeding and she wants to start HRT. Then what you are going to do? Are you going to start with same HRT or you are going to do any adjustment?
Adjustments.
Adjustment. That is for maximum
6
6
months.
months. 6 months. But if even after that adjustment she started bleeding within 6 months or continuing after this interval, means she has started heavy bleeding, or if she is having spotting, then you are going to offer her
Ultrasound within
Ultrasound.
clear. So now Taskeen, this is your last time I'm bothering you. How you are going to address her? She is low risk patient coming 5 months after HRT. Complete treatment plan give her. And
Okay.
start with MDT. Where is your MDT?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So, Mrs. Sarah, as I told you that this we call it as an unscheduled bleeding after starting the hormone replacement therapy. So now onwards, your care will be taken by a team of doctors. We call as an MDT. That will include our consultant, gynecologist, the menopausal clinic specialist, as well as the scan doctor, and the specialist nurse. So in that, as you have been 4 months since the start of hormone replacement, 5 months after the start of hormone replacement therapy, and you have got no risk factors, that's a good reassuring sign for us. So we'd like to offer you. We'd like to offer you adjustments in the dose of the hormone preparation, and after that, we'll be following you after 3 months of the change in the dose. If after 3 months you have still the bleeding problem will persist, then we'll offer you second dose adjustment in the hormone preparation, and we'll be following you after 3 months of the change in the dose. If somehow in some women this bleeding problem still persists even after 6 months, then we are going to offer you a scan from the down below within 6 weeks to look for the lining of the womb. However, some women they may refuse to go for a scan from down below and have no risk factors. Then we can offer you to stop or wean off this hormone preparation. And for the symptoms you have, we can offer you some non-hormonal preparations at the menopausal clinic. And after that, we'll be following you at a 4-week interval. So if after stopping the HRT and 4 weeks later, you don't have any bleeding, then you can, if you wish to continue with the if you wish to discontinue the HRT further, then and you don't have bleeding also, then you can continue like stopping this HRT, and then you can continue with the stoppage of this HRT, and you don't need any further follow-up. So, however, if you wish to restart these hormonal preparations for your symptoms after interval of 4 weeks, then we can again restart the HRT by doing dose adjustments accordingly. And after adjustment then to offer adjustments in the hormonal preparation for 6 months. However, if there is a continuous bleeding, heavy bleeding, or there's a continuous spotting during this 6-month period, then you need to go for an urgent scan.
And there's one more meaning of this line, that if after 4 weeks follow-up, again, if she starts spotting irrespective of HRT, getting me?
Okay. Yeah.
Is continuing after this interval, means without HRT, again, if she starts bleeding, again, then you are going to offer her
urgent scan.
Clear, everyone?
Yes,
ma'am.
So now Maliha, patient has come to you. She has come to you, say 5 months after HRT, and you have rescheduled, you have changed her doses, or you have made some adjustment in her doses. Again, she is coming after 2.5 months of dose adjustment. What you are going to do further?
So if 2 times the dose adjustment.
No. This is the scenario. This is the scenario. Now you counsel Sarah.
Okay, Sarah, as I can see that you are visiting again, and as your medicine is readjusted 2 times and already.
No, one time only.
One time and already.
Listen my scenario again. She came after 5 months of starting HRT. You made certain adjustment in her doses. Now again she came back to you within 3 months only. Now what you are going to do?
Okay, Sarah, as I can see that still you are having the bleeding after once the dose adjustment of this medication. So what we can do is we are going to again readjust this medication and will follow up you after 3 months. So if the problem is settled, then it's good enough. But if the problem is not settled, then we can proceed with the scanning, the TVS scan within 6-week pathway.
Do not say TVS, say scan from.
Scan from the down below.
Okay. Or what is the other?
Or weaning of this HRT, or we can consider some non-hormonal medication.
And then how you are going to call her for follow-up?
Then we call after 4 weeks and see how you are progressing. Like if the problem is solved and you don't want to continue the HRT, then it's okay, fine. No further follow-up is required. But if there is any bleeding after 4 weeks, then we have to go further for the scan from down below immediately. But
Or
if in
if
case
you want to restart, or if you want
or
there are two
or
options.
if you want to restart, then we are going to readjust the medication of this HRT for 6 months. And accordingly, we are going to see if there is bleeding or spotting, then we are going to do the urgent scanning from down below.
I think now it's clear to everyone.
Yes.
How should unscheduled bleeding on HRT be investigated? Now, this is the criteria. In presence of uniform endometrium, which is fully visualized, means there is no obstruction, no fibroid, nothing. And it is measuring 4 mm or less than that with CC. And for sequential, it is 7. So how you are going to remember this? What is the formula? S and 7 stands, S stands for?
7.
7. So 7, 7. 7, 7. S, S. Here it is also S. Here it is also. Oh God.
7. Yes, 7.
7 starts from
7.
S.
S.
So S are friends. So 7 mm or more than that is for?
Sequential.
And 4 mm or less than that is for?
Continuous combined.
So then we consider it as?
Low risk.
Then what we are going to do?
HRT adjustments.
For 6 months, then offer endometrial assessment of then a bleeding. The rest it is going to be same, right? Only you have to remember the criteria of endometrium. Women with a thickened endometrium, that is again more than 4 for?
Continuous
Combined.
Continuous.
S, 7 mm. We should offer urgent suspicion of cancer pathway. So here you have offered scan. Okay, now this patient has come to you. She was having 2 minor risk factor, and you have started her on HRT. She has come to you within 1 month. Are you going to wait, or are you going to offer a scan?
Offer a scan.
Okay. Then scan Ashwini. If you find less than 4 mm, what you are going to do?
Adjustment in the HRT doses and follow up her after 6 months for endometrial assessment.
But if she is more than 4 and she is on CC, then?
And referral to urgent suspicion of cancer pathway.
Okay. Now, Mariam?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this patient has come to you with low risk. Okay, then you have done the adjustment. You have done adjustment twice, and now she is coming after 6 months. Still, her bleeding is not stopping. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We will
Then you
deem
have
a
offered scan, and she is ready for scan. And in scan, you got this finding. She is on sequential, and her finding is 7 mm or less than that. What you are going to do?
7 mm. We can reassure her that the risk of endometrial cancer is low, ma'am.
No. And if it is more than 4 mm, then?
When thickened endometrium is more than 4 mm on continuous HRT and more than 7 mm on sequential, then she should be referred for urgent suspicion.
Clear, everyone? What is the criteria of ultrasound?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
In the presence of normal endometrial biopsy, discuss adjustment in the progesterone.
progesterone.
Provide reassurance for 3 months. Hysteroscopy and biopsy are normal, then reassurance for 6 months. So now there is this is the finding. There is thickened endometriosis. So what you are going to do? Urgent
Hysteroscopic
suspicion of
biopsy.
pathway.
Urgent
What they are
temporal
going to do?
cancer
What they
suspicion
are
biopsy.
going to do?
Hysteroscopic biopsy.
No, endometrial assessment, that can be people, that can be hysteroscopy with people, with endometrial biopsy.
Okay.
That can be both. So now you have offered patient TVS and TVS is showing less than 4 mm or less than 7 mm. You can reassure her that it is not a cancer. Okay. And you are going to do the HRT adjustment, which can be done maximum for
6 months.
Okay. Now patient is coming with either 4 mm, more than 4 mm or more than 7 mm. What you are going to do? You are going to refer her to
Urgent
Urgent
suspicion
cancer
of
Urgent
suspicion
cancer
pathway.
suspicion.
specialist team to follow urgent suspicion of cancer pathway. Mentioning this line is a buzzword. We are going to refer to you a specialist team or expert team to follow
Sinister scientist.
urgent suspicion of cancer
Referral path.
pathway for assessment of lining of womb. So now, Sarah, your scan is showing that lining is 8 mm and you are taking sequential HRT or you are taking bleed HRT. What is SHRT, layman? Bleed HRT. What is CCHRT? Bleed
No bleed.
free HRT. No, not, we don't say no bleed. We say bleed free HRT. So, Sarah, now coming to your report, I have confirmed your name and HS number. This report belongs to you. I can see that you are alone, but I have to share lots of concerning information. Do you want someone to be with you or you want me to proceed? The lining of womb is, this uterus is fine, this fine. The lining of womb is around 8 mm. As you are taking sequential HRT, having thickness of lining more than 7 mm is a risk factor. So we need to refer you to expert team for the following the urgent suspicion of cancer pathway. They are going to check your lining by taking the sample, either blind, we call it as pupil biopsy, or with camera testing. If your biopsy is normal, then we can do the adjustment. As we have performed pupil biopsy or the blind biopsy, we can assure you for 3 months. But if you have performed camera, then you are going to say that as we have performed camera testing with the tissue sampling, so I can assure you that for 6 months you can take this HRT even if bleeding is
Persistent.
persistent. Taskin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now patient has come to you. She is taking CC and her endometrial thickness is 5 mm.
Mhm. Okay, Mrs. Sarah, I have got the scan report of yours with me, and I see you're alone today. Would you like someone to be with you, as I need to discuss a lot of information, or continue this, or continue? So she will tell the response. So I'll confirm the name and HS number on this report, and this belongs to you. The scan is showing, I'm sorry, is showing that I'll just show you on a diagram. This is the womb and this is the lining of the womb. And in your case, this lining of womb, its thickness is 5 mm. And I'm sorry to say that for the woman who is taking the continuous combined, and if it is more than 4 mm, so this becomes highly suspicious of any cancer of the lining of the womb.
Sinister change.
So, sinister change in the lining of the womb. So for that, to detect it and early, or to rule out this, we need to urgently refer to a specialist team and follow the urgent suspicion of cancer pathway. And they will be they will be taking the sample from the lining of the womb, either blindly, that's we call as a pupil biopsy, or by using a camera, that is the hysteroscopy. And after that, that tissue sample will be sent to the lab for to be seen under the microscope for any sinister change. So, Mrs. Sarah, after that, once the report comes back to us, and if it's normal after the pupils biopsy, then we can provide assurance to you that that is not a cancer, and we can be reassured for 3 months. And simultaneously, we can offer you the adjustment in the progesterone. However, if after hysteroscopy it comes out to be normal, then we can again reassure you for the 6 months, even if the bleeding is persisting, and also offer you the adjustments in the progesterone. And if somehow there are some abnormal or sinister change, then we'll be following you to the cancer center.
How was she, Sneka?
Yes, ma'am. It was very,
She was fantastic, no?
yeah, it was
She has,
complete.
she has very calm and cool and very pleasant voice.
Smooth and smooth.
No?
Yes, ma'am.
The skin,
Ma'am.
very beautiful voice.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Empathetic.
Very empathetic. Adjusting HRT to reduce unscheduled bleeding episodes. Assess adherence and understanding of how to use prescribed preparation, including dose, duration of progesterone. For example, would a combined patch or pill reduce the administration error when compared to separate estrogen and progesterone components? So, what you are going to ask about the compliance, whether if there is any problem in compliance, then what will be the easier way?
Patch.
Offer all women 52 LNG IOD. This preparation reduces episodes of unscheduled bleeding when compared to other preparation. So, what is the choice of progesterone?
LNG.
What is the choice of progesterone, Afreen?
LNG.
Oral preparation provide higher rates of amenorrhea when compared to transdermal preparation could be offered if there is no risk of thrombosis. This is what we have discussed earlier, that more chances of unscheduled bleeding is with transdermal.
Preparations.
We prefer oral. As first line treatment, if there is no risk factor of DVT or uncontrolled hypertension, where we offer patches. Or to women who have recurrent unscheduled bleeding with transdermal preparation. So we can offer oral as first line treatment if there is no risk factor for DVT, or we can offer as the second choice after transdermal if she is coming again and again with unscheduled bleeding. And vaginal estrogen atrophic, this everybody knows. So now who's going to make it simpler for everyone? Any volunteer? Fast, girl. It's already 12 o'clock. No one?
We'll assess for patient's compliance regarding the progesterone preparation. If patient is not compliant with the oral preparation, then we can offer her the transdermal patches for the same, for assuring the adherence and compliance. And
Combined, either combined patch or pill, because she's
either
taking
combined
separate.
patch or pill, or the most preferred.
There is one reason that she's not understanding when to start progesterone, when to start estrogen, right? Because it's a very complicated, HRT is very complicated, no? So when she's not having that compliance or having a poor understanding about the prescribed preparation, then what is the better option? Say this.
LNG IUD would be a better option for her.
In case of unscheduled bleeding. And what is the third one? So what is the preferred one? If your examiner asks, so what is the preferred way of giving HRT? How you are going to answer that?
And depend on the risk factors of the patient, whether she has any risk factor for thrombosis or not.
No, say it properly, Ashwini. Say it properly from here till here. How you are going to offer her HRT when she is coming with unscheduled bleeding and you find some problem with compliance and understanding.
If there is problem with the compliance and understanding of the hormonal preparation, then we'll try to offer the combined hormonal patch to avoid. We'll try to offer her the combined hormonal patch in order to avoid her in order to avoid missing pills. And the preferable
We are
preferable
talking about progesterone, right?
Yes.
It is because of progesterone mainly. So say it properly. in case there is poor compliance or
In case of poor compliance or poor understanding of the consumption of the preparation, then we'll be offering a patient with the combined patch,
or pill,
a combined patch or pill, in order to enhance the adherence and compliance,
rather than giving separate.
rather than giving separate estrogen and progesterone component. The most preferable one would be the LNG IUD.
Very good. And
If
or if there is no risk factor for DVT,
if there are no any risk factor for the thrombosis, then first line therapy would be oral preparation. If patient non-compliant with the oral preparation, then transdermal patches would be offered.
They are saying that a patient doesn't have any risk factor, then first line treatment is going to be oral preparation, or with transdermal if she is coming with recurrent unscheduled bleeding, again it is going to be
Oral preparation.
So this is how you are going to, if your examiner asks, then how you are going to mention this. If there is poor compliance or the understanding of prescribed preparation, including dose and duration of progesterone, then we can offer combined patch or pill, rather than offering separate estrogen or progesterone component. First thing, right? Second, offering her LNG IUD will be a better option in case of recurrent episodes of unscheduled bleeding. Third, oral preparation can be suitable for her if there is no risk factor for thrombosis as first line of treatment, and if she is coming with recurrent and unscheduled bleeding with transdermal. So there are two indications where we are going to offer her oral preparation. The only thing that you have to rule out,
Risk factor for thrombosis.
that as a first line treatment itself, or if she is on transdermal with unscheduled recurrent, then this thing. Clear about this? Because this can be a question of SD. This is basically SD question. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
This is SD question. Everybody clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody, any question? This you have to memorize actually. Now this is chart. Let's quickly do this chart. Assess cancer risk factor and the bleeding pattern, which we are going to ask in history. Then HRT regime, again history. Duration compliance, again history. Offer examination, eligible or due cervical cancer. What does it mean by eligible cervical cancer? If you find any abnormal changes in neck of
Womb.
offer investigation if indicated, like cervical screening, genital swabs. Now, one major or three minor risk factor, if not there, then it is going to fall in this category. This is primary care. This purple is either primary or
Secondary.
care. And this sea green is
Urgent suspicion of cancer pathway.
So remember this, just fix this in your mind. So at least you will be able to remember that this is going to be primary care, this is going to be secondary care, and this is going to be cancer.
Urgent cancer.
Okay. If she doesn't have any one major or three minor, which is the immediate TVS scan indication, then you will look for these signs. If any heavy bleeding, any two minor risk factor, more than 6 months and more than 3 months. This you have already understood. No?
Yes, ma'am.
So if nothing like this, there is nothing, then what you are going to do?
Dose adjustment.
Change within 6 months.
Dose adjustment. Bleeding improved but ongoing after 6 months or no improvement. So there can be three scenarios. Bleeding has improved. She'll continue with HRT, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But bleeding has improved, but still it is going on. Or if there is no change in pattern, neither it's decreasing nor it's increasing in last 6 months, then what you are going to do? Stop HRT and non-hormonal, because she is low risk.
Low risk.
She is low risk.
Low risk.
We have just learned this, no? If there is no improvement, if there is improvement, continue. If there is no improvement and still there is bleeding, neither decreasing nor increasing, then either you stop that or you can shift her to non-hormonal because she doesn't have any risk factor. Now she wants to stop, it's okay. But still bleeding continue after stopping HRT. This was the second line interpretation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
4 weeks off HRT, lekin bleeding continue. Then what you are going to do?
Endometrial assessment.
And what is the criteria there?
4 weeks criteria.
4 weeks. So there it
Right.
was 6 weeks. And what is the criteria for this urgent suspicion of cancer pathway?
4 weeks.
And what is this faster diagnostic system? That is 4 weeks.
PAT.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
But if bleeding stops, then again, either we can continue with cessation or we can restart. Clear? But if there is any such finding, there is no risk factor, but there is any such finding, then what we are going to do? We have heard that. If there is heavy bleeding, then what we are going to do?
TVS within 6 weeks.
Urgent within 6 weeks.
2 minor risk factor, what we are going to do?
TVS within 6 weeks.
HRT 6 months more than that, then what we are going to do?
TVS within 6 weeks.
And dose adjustment within 3 months, what we are going to do?
TVS within 6 weeks.
Simple. But if there is any 1 major or 3 minor risk factor, then it is directly.
Referral to cancer
Cancer
suspicion.
pathway.
And when there are 2 minor risk factor, do we refer to cancer or do we offer scan?
TBS. Scan.
TBS. TBS.
So now clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So now here we have offered scan. Here there is no role of scan. Where there is no role of scan?
When 1 major or 3 minor factors.
There is no role of scan. There is only one situation. Remember this. There is only one situation when there is no role of scan. We directly refer to expert team. And what is that? When there is one major.
One major, 3
Major or
minor.
3 minor.
3 minors.
So now this is another way to remembering this. But now we have offered this thing. Then this is more than 7, more than 4, or if it is incompletely visualized. And whatever rest you are visualizing, even that is appearing normal. It is going to be positive for further investigation. Clear?
Yes.
If you are able to see complete lining, then this is the criteria. If you are not able to see complete endometrium, it is obstructed because of any growth or any fibroid, then even if remaining is normal, we do not take it as normal. Okay. Now this is not the criteria, means you are able to see complete endometrium and it is normal, right? When there is ET is less than 4, when this is 7 or less than 7, this is then what we are going to do?
Reassurance and continue the
Reassurance.
HRT with dose adjustment.
But
For
if you
6
find
months.
any such thing, then what you are going to do?
Urgent suspicion of cancer pathway.
And what is the pathway? How many?
28.
At 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
A patient declines investigation, explore barriers, recommend wearing of HRT and non this thing. Even in this case, if patient is not willing, you cannot force yourself. This is the basic principle of NHS care, right? So what you are going to do? First, you will ask for the reasons why she is not willing for it. And second, immediately stop HRT and shift her to
Non-hormonal.
Non-hormonal preparations.
clear everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Only this is the chart which you need to remember. Non-urgent within 12 weeks, no risk factor for endometrial cancer. Urgent within 6 weeks, 3% of risk of endometrial cancer. USP within 2 weeks, more than 3% of risk of the cancer. So here is this. Do not get confused. Just ignore this. You will get confused. Now the recommendation of reducing and managing unscheduled bleeding. So what is the principle? This is again compliance, elation, and this change to combine this. If you can remember this good enough, if you cannot remember this, I don't think that they are going to ask this much detail. I don't think so. This is not of your level. This is ST6, ST7 level. And if you can remember the brand name, at times they can give you brand name, right? They can give you brand name. So do not get confused if they give what is this? What is this? They can give you brand name. And they have given this chart again, estrogen, and with what dose of estrogen, what dose of progesterone you should have offered. But again, I don't think this is of your level. This is again ST6, ST7 level. This is again what we have already learned, less than 4 mm, more than 4 mm, right? Endometriosis, this thing. This is simple, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Same. This is same. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
More than 4 mm, less than 7 mm, this is same. Because in CC, what is important? More than 4. More than 4. S for S, no?
Yes
Sequential.
for yes.
For S. This chart I would suggest if you can memorize, because this will help you in managing your management plan. Endometrial thickness less than 4 mm, in this thing more than 4 mm, then adjustment for 6 months. If more than 4 mm, more than 7 SM, then endometrial assessment, endometrial biopsy or the hysteroscopy. If there is incomplete assessment because of the fibroid IOD, you are not able to visualize, then again you have to send it for the assessment, that is within 6 weeks. And what is for this? What is the duration criteria for this?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Lovely. Asymptomatic, no scheduled bleeding, but ET is more than 10 mm. So you have to memorize this chart and you have to memorize this chart. That's all. Nothing else. So what if they give you something like this, that was an incidental finding in scan and the ET was more than 10 mm. There was no risk factor for cancer and patient is not having any bleeding. There is no minor, there is no major risk factor, but ET is more than 10 mm. This can also be a scenario. Then what you are going to offer, Mariam?
Hysteroscopy plus.
Hysteroscopy, ma'am.
And with biopsy. That is the preferred one.
Hysteroscopic biopsy, or with Pipel also we can offer.
If patient refuses for this, or if it is not available with immediate effect because we have to do it urgent, then we can offer our
Pipel.
Mind biopsy.
So this much you have understood in the previous this chart. Now try to memorize these few columns. So if it is more than 10 mm, remember everyone, more than 10 mm itself is a criteria for urgent assessment. Preferred one is hysteroscopy with endometrial biopsy. If not available or patient is not okay with it, then Pipel biopsy. The only one thing you remember, 10 mm or more than that, do not need to remember anything else. It's an urgent case, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Asymptomatic, again, no symptom, more than 10 mm, but there is some risk factor, like 1 major or 2 minor, then it will become
Urgent.
Suspicion of cancer
suspicion of
pathway.
cancer. So here we are going to say this buzzword. If patient is coming with accidental finding of 10 mm or more than 10 mm, she is not having any bleeding, but in history you find some major or minor risk factor, then you are going to buzz this word. We are going to refer to your expert team for
Urgent suspicion of cancer pathway.
though rest it is
Endometrial assessment.
here you are not going to mention this. In last exam, many students couldn't clear communication with colleague. What they think, whatever they speak in MDT, they are going to get marks. No. NHS is very conservative about their healthcare professional, their manpower, because they're lacking in that. They do not have that much manpower. So you cannot offer a see, look, I'll involve everything in MDT and I'll pass communication with colleague. No. So if it is more than 10 mm, but there is no other thing, it is going to be urgent this thing.
Biopsy.
But if it is with some risk factor, then you have to buzz this word. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If normal ET that less than 4, there less than 6, but recurrent unscheduled bleeding 6 months after SD resentment or heavy persistent, this we have already done, no?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the very first absolute criteria and the major criteria and the minor criteria. So this we have done. So what is new? Number 3 and number 4 column.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you take print out, just tick this. So you will not read this, you will not read this, otherwise you will get confused. Okay. What is blind endometrial biopsy? When inactive, atrophic, if CRT used, or inactive proliferative for SRT, offer adjustment HRT for 3 months. Means when your biopsy is normal. Okay. Or it is showing atrophic. Or even if it is showing proliferative, because this is sequential, no? So in sequential, it is going to be secretive and proliferative both. Right? Right.
Yes, ma'am. Bleeding. Yes, ma'am.
Then 3 months. Then endometrial biopsy normal but ongoing 3 months. So now understand the difference. Blind endometrial biopsy normal. Then HRT, same. There is no pathway. But when there is bleeding, and though it is normal but bleeding ongoing 3 months later, means after 3 months, then it is going to be urgent and offering her
Hysteroscopy.
inadequate sampling or thickened endometrium on TVS. Then again, this and this.
Biopsy.
Proliferation in women using, so again, when there is combined, there should be proliferative endometrium.
No.
No.
So when there is proliferative endometrium and she also has either one major or 2 minor, then it is going to be urgent. Tick this as well, because this is also new. So 3,
4,
4,
9.
no 9 कहाँ से हो गया? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. काव्या,
Yes, ma'am.
मैथ्स पढ़ो जाके घर पे.
So, ma'am, I
7.
did to 7.
Just remember all by blind and
Blind biopsies.
you have to do. All these 5. So here, this and this. 10 mm, you have to tick this 10 mm that you have to read from this chart. Rest, please do not read, otherwise you'll get confused.
And
Then
all the blind.
if it is normal, adjustment, but normal with bleeding, then urgent. Inadequate, then cancer. Inadequate and the thickened EDT, then
Cancer and biopsy.
proliferation with CCHRT because it is not
done. It should
and
not
some
be.
risk factor, then urgent.
Urgent biopsy, hysteroscopy.
Hysteroscopy biopsy normal, blood bleeding is still continuing. What you are going to do?
Hysteroscopy.
Ultrasound.
Again, ultrasound.
Ultrasound. So you have done, everything was normal, but bleeding is not stopping. Then you will take it as urgent TVS. Urgent TVS. And what is the criteria for urgent TVS?
Within
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
And when in biopsy you find hyperplasia, then it is going to be
Cancer.
and
4 weeks.
so no, not Taskin थक गई होगी. Snekha or Maliha or Ashwini, who wants to volunteer for this? And you have to speak so clearly that everybody should understand. And now then we are going to wind up. So number 4th, number 5th, this is important because this is different, not given anywhere here. And last, you'll start from blind and you'll cover all this. These are the few columns which you are going to read in this chart.
I'll do.
Okay.
Ma'am, if on TVS there is asymptomatic with incidental ET of more than 10 mm, then it's an urgent pathway and we'll do hysteroscopic biopsy. And if the patient is not ready or if we want an urgent answer, then we'll do blind biopsy. Now, if again the patient is asymptomatic but there's incidental ET with risk factors of endometrial cancer, that is either 1 major or 2 minor, it will be urgent urgent pathway for
What is the full name of
screening.
that pathway?
Urgent screening for cancer pathway.
Urgent screening? No. What is the full form of USCP?
Urgent suspicion
Urgent suspicion
Urgent suspicion.
cancer pathway.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mariam?
Yes, ma'am. Urgent
Urgent
suspicion of
suspicion.
cancer pathway. Then again, we'll do hysteroscopic biopsy, and if it is not available, or patient is not okay, or we want an urgent answer, then we will do a blind biopsy alone.
But in both the cases, preferred one is hysteroscopic endometrial biopsy.
Yes, ma'am. Hysteroscopic biopsy is preferred. Now, if on blind endometrial biopsy, the report is normal, then
And
we
what
will
is normal report? What is normal report? Either
normal if
atrophic
it's
or inactive.
inactive or atrophic on continuous HRT use, or inactive or proliferative during sequential HRT.
Then what we are going to do?
Then we are going
Offer
to
any
offer
pathway?
adjustments.
Only
There's no
adjustment that is
pathway.
for 3 months, because it's
Yes.
3 months, 2 times. You
Yes,
never do the adjustment for 6 months. Means you are going to call her for follow-up after
3 months.
Okay. Next.
Now, if on blind endometrial biopsy, the report is normal, but still the bleeding is ongoing 3 months later, then it is an urgent pathway. We will either do hysteroscopy with or without targeted biopsy.
Okay.
Now, on blind endometrial biopsy, if the report is inadequate or there is thickened endometrial thickness on your TVS, then again it is urgent suspicion of cancer pathway, and we will do hysteroscopy plus targeted biopsy. Now, lastly, if there's again blind endometrial biopsy, the answer is showing proliferation with women on continuous who have 1 major or 2 minor, like how we did before. Then it is urgent referral, and we will be doing hysteroscopy plus or minus targeted biopsy.
I'll tell you the easy way to remember this. First thing, when there is normal biopsy, means there is inactive atrophic or it is proliferative and sequential, then it's only adjustment for 3 months. No pathway is required. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So remember normal, and you should know, being a gynecologist, that for sequential, having proliferative endometrial biopsy is
Normal.
right? So only adjustment. Now you remember 2 cancer pathway. What are those cancer pathway? Inadequate sample with thickened endometrium, or if there is hyperplasia. So it will be easy for you to remember. So what are the 2 criteria for cancer pathway?
Inadequate
sample or
Sample or endometrial hyperplasia.
Inadequate sample with thickened endometrium. Okay. And second is hyperplasia. So these are cancer pathway. Other than that, like normal but ongoing bleeding after even 3 months. Second, normal but ongoing bleeding after 6 months. Normal 3 months bleeding ongoing after 3 months, or normal with after 6 months bleeding, ongoing bleeding even after 6 months. So 3 months even after, 6 months even after. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Or if in CC you find proliferation with 1 major, 2 minor. Now I think it's very easy to remember.
Yes, ma'am.
If it is inactive, then only adjustment for 3 months, no pathway. But if it is hyperplasia, if it is inadequate with thickened endometrium, it is going to be cancer. Right? It is normal but ongoing bleeding for
3 or 6 months.
more than 3 months or more than 6 months.
Urgent.
Or if it is proliferation with CC and 1 major and 2 minor. So now I'm removing it, and let me see who is that intelligent girl who can remember this. Do not peep into notes and guideline, please. If you remember now, it will be easy to recall and memorizing the things. What are the last 5-6 columns about blind? About blind biopsy?
Blind if it is endometrium is thickened but the sample is inadequate, then we have to go for the urgent suspicion of cancer pathway.
You first tell me what are the 2 urgent suspicion. So it will be easy
Okay.
for everyone. What are the 2
Yeah,
urgent?
ma'am. To urgenter if the endometrium is thickened on the scan. However, the biopsy shows inadequate sample. Then it's the urgent suspicion for cancer pathway.
And
And second one, if there is the proliferative on
no,
continuous.
urgent. Now everybody listen to me carefully. Let me think. Let me see that whether I am able to remember it not.
Endometrial hyperplasia, you told, ma'am.
Yes,
So if it is
endometrium.
urgent, when it is urgent,
When there is normal and still
now
there is
try to make
ongoing
it
bleeding.
simpler. Now try to make it simpler. Urgent. Now how you'll make your notes? Urgent first. Inadequate sample with thickened endometrium. Obviously, thickened endometrium you are going to see in TVS, right? So urgent cancer pathway first. Inadequate sample with thickened endometrium. Second, endometrial hyperplasia. Job done.
Yes.
Second, when
Normal but ongoing
normal but
Ongoing for more than 3
more than
months.
3 months, more than 6 months, and CC with proliferative, 1 major,
Proliferative.
2 minor. These are the 3 for
Urgent.
urgent. That
Urgent.
is 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what are the first? What are 6 weeks criteria for blind biopsy? Normal
Inadequate sample with thickened
normal more
endometrium
than 6
and
months,
endometrial
and
hyperplasia.
CC
Normal.
proliferation with 1 major, 2 minor. Note
Yes,
down
ma'am.
this, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
And third is where we do not know, do not need any pathway. That is
Inactive or that proliferative on.
inactive. That is proliferative considered as inactive for sequential, right? That is going
Yes.
to be only adjustment for 3 months. Make a note this way: blind endometrial biopsy, how to investigate further. This should be your heading. First, write urgent cancer pathway. True criteria: inadequate thickened endometrium. Second, endometrial hyperplasia. Second subheading is urgent. Normal
Bleeding more than 3
more than
months.
3 months, more than 6 months, proliferative with CC, 1 major, 2 minor. All 3 criteria has to be
Urgent.
fulfilled, not one of this. All 3 criteria, if they are there, then it is going to be urgent, not any one of this. Clear?
Yes.
Last, normal blind endometrial biopsy, then it is going to be only adjustment.
Inactive.
Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now make one more heading, 10 mm or more than that. Write first asymptomatic, no risk factor, urgent. Biopsy with hysteroscopy. Preferred people if not available. Second, more than 10 mm with risk factor, then it is going to be
Cancer.
They are also going to perform hysteroscopy, but it is going to be within
4 weeks.
What is the difference between these two? Here we can wait for
6 weeks.
Here we have to refer within
4 weeks.
4
Here
weeks.
probably we are going to get
Specialist.
expert team.
Expert team.
And one more thing, dose adjustment after ruling out all these things. If you have done biopsy, if you have done TVS and everything has been ruled out, and now you have come to conclusion that you have to do dose adjustment only, this can be done at the level of GP. You do not need any specialist for that. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
So this take print out, this take print out and take after proper calculation, Kavya. 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's all for today. And I'm sorry, I was just lingering on for this session. Somehow it was not happening. So one patient came in labor, so I went running because there was some dip, but she was doing fine, so I came back. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll try to take any
Thank you so
one more talk, whatever is the new one and whatever is the difficult one, because I think this is a little bit difficult and tricky to
Yes,
understand.
ma'am. Very difficult task, ma'am. But really, it's like we understood each and everything now, ma'am.
Thank you
You
so
made
much.
it
You, ma'am.
simplified.
You made it very simple and clear, ma'am.
That was my intention. So I'll come with another talk, and I will try to take anything which is difficult to understand and tricky to make the a treatment plan. So I'll try to take it like within 7 to 10 days, and once you'll book your seats, then I'll be more frequent. Okay?
Sure, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, Ji.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Bye, Malia.